What do you think about Hayward coming back?
I think that he's value add against the Heat. If they like we talked about, I think we talked about it before on the podcast. I don't remember if Stevens uses him right off the bench.
Yeah, he has to. He has to come off the bench.
Yeah,
He can't start. And the only thing I don't like is that his wife. Hey, yay, hey, yay. Bitch tits!
We missed you.
Bitch tits!
Gentlemen.
How are you? Queen.
Well, very well, thank you.
He sounds like shit.
I know. I feel like shit. It's been a rough couple days.
Oh.
You understand that I have no fucking sympathy for you at all because you do this to yourself. Like,
yeah, no shit. I have no sympathy. I don't expect sympathy.
I think you do a little. I feel like the Queen does expect a little bit of sympathy.
Never.
I agree.
Never.
How was your assignment?
Oh, it was just awesome.
Yeah?
Where did you go?
I have no idea. I did not know what you guys were even talking about until I saw the headline of the episode.
What do you mean?
What
you don't
else?
remember? You don't remember Lake Winnipesaukee? Patrick Chung's house?
Ooh, I could have went to Patrick Chung's house.
That's where you went.
That's where you told us you were going anyway. So
it was a hoot. I don't remember much from that day.
you're gonna have to pass in the expense reports, and we'll see if we can clear them by HR.
Oh shit!
What's this snow mountain? Did you guys get a bunch of snow cones?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
Dorothy. Yes. Yeah,
Oh,
we
dude,
were
that's
super
fucking funny.
thirsty one day in Laconia, and we needed $1,700 worth of snow cones.
Reminds me of, you ever see Wolf of Wall Street when his dad's trying to read off all the hooker charges that they charge? What kind of hooker takes a credit card? An expensive one.
Well, we're looking forward to having soon to be retired Patrick Chung on the broadcast. Whenever he gives you the word there, Bill, just let
I'll
us
get
know,
him right on.
and we'll get him on because we are becoming professional interviewers. As a matter of fact, tonight we are going to be talking to a legitimate medical doctor. That's right, folks. You're getting full-on medical advice from the Simple Mind Sports Show, and it's about the most important thing that you can think of, weed. So stay tuned for that. Until then, we'll bring you our normal bullshit. So welcome to the Simple Mind Sports Show, Wednesday edition, September 9th.
You gotta be confident with that. Come on, Mitch.
September 9th. Here we go. So before we bring on the good doctor, let's dip back into Monday's Celtics performance, which, good, encouraging. Let's say that. I mean, the game was over in the first 5 fucking minutes, if not before that. As little guts and balls as the Celtics showed in Game 4 is basically what the Raptors showed in Game 5. They made a concerted effort to get Jalen going after that just gut-wrenching performance in Game 4. Hit his first three, was the game-leading scorer with 27 points. They took it to him. The biggest thing for this team, we've been saying it from the beginning, it's defense. Their energy was there. They were in everybody's pocket from the jump, and they did not let up. And to me, that's the biggest difference. And you shot 32% from three. They shot 30% from three, and you beat them 111-89. So
I believe you did say on headlines, too, that if they did both shoot 30%, the Celtics would win by 12. You were right, Mitch. Nice job.
I mean, clearly Game 4 was a mental ass fuck to the Boston Celtics. They did not rebound the way that Dr. Big Mac and I said they would. But guess what? We were right. We were right. We were right. We were right, because game 5, they did. They came back and took it to them. And, frankly, they're just better. Let me read you a couple of show notes here. Like I said, defense, Raptors were fucking ice cold. They still have not proven to me that they're not front runners. They've yet to prove that to me, because they got out early, they didn't let it go, and they're good at that. One thing is proven to me. Call me a hater all you want. Kemba Walker is your closer. Settled. Done. Over. Kemba Walker is your closer on this team, 2020. I don't want to hear another fucking word. It's not Jason Tatum. Love the kid, but he's not your closer. It's Kemba Walker. That dude is balling out. Third quarter, you still lost, by the way. 25-28.
They can't win a third quarter if their life depended on it.
They lost all of them, right? All 5s? Yeah.
Unfucking believable. Outside of, your normal, I thought Daniel Tice had a really terrific game. I thought that he was really active on the defensive end and battling for rebounds, where in game 4, it looked like he was just fucking quitting on every time the ball went up.
Kicked in the face once.
Got kicked in the face by Siakam, and I don't know if that's legal in Cameroon where he's from, but it's not legal here. So he got the old personal foul on that one. Yeah. And yeah, I was texting you guys, pushing your buttons a little bit, because we know where I stand on Tatum not being a superstar. But frankly, he just looked nodding. And all jokes aside, no superstar talk aside, he just did not look offensively engaged this game, and he didn't need to be, frankly. So I don't take a ton from it, but this was a good win, man. If the Celtics lost this game, I had Raptors in 6. That's the kind of mental capacity I think the Celtics have, but it showed me something that to beat this team as decisively as they did. So totem pole of dumb, let me just get your initial thoughts and reaction from Celtics Raptors game 5.
The defense stood out to me. That was just tremendous defense in the first quarter, holding Toronto to 11 first quarter points. I believe that was their second lowest in franchise history. The starters combined for 4 steals and 5 blocks, which, I mean, in order to win a championship, defense wins championships. So you got to start there. Jaylen Brown, like you said, was the best player on the court. 37 minutes, 24 points, and 6 rebounds. Yeah, I loved it. Everything was great. Everything was rolling. There was no real bad player on the court.
No, that's true. I did my best to pick apart who we could pick on in this game, and really as an even, because even Tatum, as poorly as he shot, which I think was 5 for 15, and as disengaged as he looked, he had 18 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists.
Yeah, very quiet 18 points.
Budding, Raymond, budding.
Oh, fuck off.
There it is.
Bill, what? We're waking him up. We're waking the fucking sleeping dragon here. Billy Bad Words with the Labor Day hangover breath. What do you got on the on your initial reaction of the Celtics? Now, if you didn't get a chance to watch the whole game, we understand you were on assignment, you had things going on, but I'm sure you were able to watch replay and read up on a little bit. Any things that jumped out at you from the Celtics game on Monday?
Well, as Ray mentioned, defense. I mean, that's. This team's kind of been built on defense all year, and now you're finally kind of seeing it. Now you needed a perfect bounce back game after 2 basically clunkers. Bad coaching decision after game 3. We all know how that happened. I didn't get to watch a lot of game 4. I was definitely away, but obviously that was another shit game that they had no deserve. They didn't show up to play. So I mean, like you said, if they weren't going to win this game, you had Raptors in 6. I still have Raptors in 7, but you really needed them to show up to make this a series, and that was it. I think they played their best game of the series. That's what you needed out of this. You had quiet 18 and 10 from Tatum. Kemba had 21 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. So, again, he's driving to the hoop. His step back that we've all come to know and love now is on point. So, I mean, again, I agree with the closer aspect of it. He's our closer, is what we're going to need. Late games, let the ball go through him.
I am beginning to really, really love Kemba Walker as a player on the court, as a leader, as a guy that understands the game, what's going on, what needs to be done, when it needs to be done. When do I need to be selfish? When do I need to distribute? When can I get my shot? When can I not? When do I need to go to the rim as opposed to settling for a jump shot? I just think Kemba Walker is a super fucking heady player. He's a veteran. He hasn't won shit, but he's the closest thing to that veteran presence on your team that you have. and I think that he's really rising to the occasion and above what we expected to him. He's kind of hitting that what we expected of Kyrie, that cunt, and pushing past it because of what we had to experience with that piece of shit. So, kind of a good segue there, Bill, before I butchered it with my ramble. What do you think this was more of Celtics asserting themselves, or was this more Raptors? Look, it was 2 games in a row like that. Game 3 to come back in a buzzer beater, a lot of energy. Game 4, they knew they had to come strong because one side of the coin and another on a type of game like Game 3, both teams are going to come back in a certain type of way, and the Raptors came back with a ton of fucking energy. So do you think this was just a natural kind of letdown off of that, and we're going to see – well, let's stick to this game. Was this more Raptors or Celtics in Game 5, Bill?
I say more Celtics, and the reason I say that is because, again, you just had 2 letdowns. You know, you saw – you're talking momentum off of Game 3. You saw what Toronto came out and did in Game 4. You know, I think all the momentum's there. And then you saw Boston just assert their dominance. I mean, they dominated from the start to finish, just defense. I think it's all Celtics, you know, and I'm still biased, obviously. I'm still going with Toronto in 7, but I think
you gotta stick with your take.
Stick with my take, but I mean,
be take committed there.
You know, you saw it. I think it was more Celtics. I don't think it was Toronto on a letdown game. I just think the Celtics showed that the reason. I mean, you look at going back in the bubble, they crushed them. They crushed them in Game 1. Now you're kind of seeing it again. So you've seen this pattern here. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I think it's more Celtics than it is on Raptors here.
Yeah, they certainly came out. Raymond.
Yeah, C's got in their head in the first quarter, and there was no holding back. I think they were just defeated. They couldn't get their shots to drop, and from start to finish, it was a C's all the way.
I'll say this. I agree with you guys. I think it was more Celtics than Raptors. But I think that the Raptors are a champion, proven team, a lot of experience. And I have a lot more faith in them seeing a Game 5, going down 25-11 in the first quarter and whatever it was in the second quarter, and going, all right, boys, ain't our night. We got 2 more. And be able to pack it in, save their legs. And Game 6 is going to be a bear for the Boston Celtics to win. I fully expect the Toronto Raptors. Like, I would pick them in Game 6, honestly. I think that's the type of team that they are, and then that I feel that they can be, that in a Game 5 where they're getting blown out, go, you know what? We don't have to put it all into this game. It's not our night. We're shooting like shit. Let's just pack it in, and let's come back Game 6, and then Game 7, anything can happen. And that's a heady, experienced championship type of mentality and team. And I, as a Boston Celtics fan, and if I were the Boston Celtics, I would be very aware of that and worried about it, and come to play in Game 6 and come to win, and do not take your foot off the gas, because you don't want to go to Game 7. I do not want to see the Celtics team in a Game 7. I'm sorry. I don't have that faith in them yet. I honestly don't. I don't. We haven't seen them win a game that they have not been the better team from the jump. We have not seen them battle through that type of on-court adversity. This was a good step, coming back from a tragic Game 3, a terrible Game 4, to come back and win in this fashion in Game 5 is a really good step in terms of mental toughness. But we have not seen that on the court, and I don't want to be tested, to be frank, if we don't have to be. You know, go win it in Game 6. Go win it tonight as we release this. Get it over with. Let's go. Get it done with. You know what I mean? So that being said, I know, Bill, you got him in 7, but Ray, can the Raptors win this series? No. What chance do you give them? No, none, 0.
I'll give them 5%, but the Toronto Raptors are already packing their bags, get shipped back to Toronto. The series is over.
I love the totem pole Dumb's optimism. I mean, it shines through his stupid, dumb, fat face. Bill, Toronto in 7. We know you're holding strong to your take, but give us a true insight. I know the Raptors can win the series. I think you know that, and even Ray, I think, knows that they can win it. But what's your gut feeling? Will they win it? Do the Raptors have what it takes to come back, get 2 in a row, 6 and 7?
Yeah, I mean, you just saw her get them 3 and 4. You know, I still think they still know how to win. They were in this same position last year. I get it with Kawhi Leonard. They don't really have
Not
Kawhi
to interrupt
Leonard.
you, but it looks like your boy, Siakam might miss Game 6.
All right, Celtics in 6.
And I said your boy because I said that guy was going to be a non-contributor in this
My
series.
boy's Van
and
Fleet,
frankly,
though.
he was. No, Max Van Fleet, you're right.
Yeah, Max Van Fleet,
Max
baby.
contract Van Fleet was your boy, and he's played pretty
my
well.
boy.
He's played
That's my
pretty
boy.
well. I don't think he's getting a max contract from this series, but he has played pretty well. I'd love him on the Celtics.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love him as your
not to
backup
interrupt you.
point guard.
Not to interrupt you either, but Serge Ibaka has already been ruled out for today for the game today.
Yeah, Celtics in 6. So let me put it this way: if the Celtics do not win tonight,
Oh, that fucking
give me Raptors. Give me
Give me
take
Raptors
my
in
house,
7.
take my deed, and put it on the Raptors in 7. Because the way that they came back from that Game 3 disaster in Game 4,
yeah.
I have no faith in the Celtics being able to do that right now. Again, young team, young budding superstars.
Fuck off.
They have not proven it to me yet, and until they do, I will hold my ground. And that
Can you
is what
please
it
stop
is.
shitting all over Jason Tatum, please?
You know what? I don't think I have shit on Jason Tatum. I think I've called it very fair from the beginning. And you assholes just don't have the sack to agree with me.
No.
He sucks in the paint. Boston. Jason Tatum sucks
Can we move on?
offensively in the paint. That's an agreement that's as best you'll ever get from Billy Badwords in terms of an agreement.
Bucks lost. Miami into the Eastern Conference Finals. 5 games.
There we go. We'll get to NBA news and notes here after our interview with the good doctor.
Dr. Tom.
And we want to introduce Dr. Tom, as it says in our Zoom. We'll wait for the connection to
No, he's got internet connection like me.
completely come through.
This is awesome.
Hey, Doc, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. We can hear you. We can't quite. There you are.
There you are. There you go.
Here I am.
We're walking through now.
I'm here. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
How
Thanks for
are you?
having me.
So
I'm doing awesome.
That's great. We're happy for you to join us. We're looking forward to a conversation with you here and having some fun. I'll just give you a quick introduction with it. And I'm sorry if I don't pronounce this right. Is it Rocco or Rocco?
It's Rocco.
Yeah,
Dr.
Rocco
Thomas Rocco. That
sounds way better. Yeah, way tougher.
It's much better. Sounds much better.
Absolutely. So with us is Dr. Thomas Rocco, the medical director of Back to Basics Medical Marijuana Evaluation Center in Warwick, Rhode Island. And correct me if I have this wrong, but it's the only licensed facility approved and recognized by the state of Rhode Island Department of Health for education and evaluation of medical marijuana. Why don't you just give us a quick synopsis of what you guys do over there?
So what we do is we work with the Department of Health. We do everything by the guidelines and just help patients understand who fits the criteria and who can get a license appropriately. Different than Massachusetts, it's not recreational.
Okay. And you've been doing that for a little bit now, right? I mean, well, look, before you answer that, after doing a little research, your resume is like, it doesn't even fit on my screen. It's kind of, it's quite impressive, sir.
I know. I do too much.
John Hopkins, Chicago Medical School. I won't go through them all because it'll just make us feel self-conscious. But then when I go down just to the list of volunteer stuff you got going on, you're involved in youth football and youth team sports in the area, and in Rhode Island. Obviously, we're all New England guys. We all grew up in New Hampshire, but families from Massachusetts, and I got family in Rhode Island now too. So we're local. So yeah, I'll say. I was a little bit intimidated and blown away by the amount of things that you have going on. Where do you find the time?
It's because I have a wife who's a surgeon. It makes a lot of money, so it gives me free time to do other things.
Okay,
awesome.
Actually, my love is actually coaching. So I help with the Portsmouth football team in high school here in Rhode Island, and I help out with the lacrosse team too. But I'm on the board. All my kids are growing up. I stick with all their sports and I help coach.
That's awesome.
Oh, well, that's amazing.
It's a
Yeah,
good gig.
my father actually followed that same path on a lower level in our high school, which was
The
which
worst
was
high school in the state.
no, it was okay. It was fine. It was small, but it was okay. But look, the marrying a surgeon is something we have all screwed up at. And Bill, you should pay attention because you've yet to find the lucky lady. But that sounds
That's right. That's right.
that sounds like an absolutely terrific trick. Well, look, Doc, you're here to talk to us about CBD, and but we wanted to bring you
Right.
on. Obviously, we're a sports show. You're clearly a sports guy.
Love it.
We kind of wanted to get an insight on, obviously we want to understand what you're doing and what we can do to help, but also how, your business and CBD and everything kind of relates to sports and in this day and
Yeah, it
age,
does.
it's a complicated topic, honestly, to kind of dive
Absolutely
into
is.
it in terms of legality and, frankly, for our dumb brains, the difference between CBD and weed and just, baseline
Right, that's
exactly what we're talking about. So if you want to just give us quickly, just your kind of baseline understanding of CBD and what you guys are doing with it now, maybe as it relates to sports or just in general, that would be great.
Right. So it honestly, I think it's the medicinal part of THC, of marijuana. If you go to a dispensary and you buy THC and it's 100% THC, it's recreational, so great. I think alcohol is more of a problem than marijuana in this country anyway, but the CBD is the medicinal part of it. And that's what helps boost our immune system. It helps with it helping with inflammation. That's why I think with sports, I think CBD would be a great way to treat your inflammation, your muscle fatigue, and it helps you repair your muscle injury quicker. And it's just the process of it. It boosts the immune system. It helps with making our body heal faster. And it definitely does. We have some patients mainly take it that are elderly to get rid of their pain, but it makes them more active. There is definitely a role for it.
Yeah. I mean, I can definitely see that. I had a question, the best way to partake in CBD, but just to give you a little insight in my life, I was given a vial of it through, I forget what means I got it, honestly, but they told me to put it on my feet before bed. And I did it once, and it was like the greatest night's sleep I've ever had in my life. So now I just do it, but because I'm one of these people that likes alcohol more than anything else, I do it to an excess, and I like to do it until I can't feel my lips when I go to sleep, and then I don't wake up for like 12 hours. But I think that, to your point, there's this element that helps you relax.
It absolutely does.
More
does. It's part, it's the best thing for it is anxiety. It absolutely anxiety. And at small doses, it's all you need. And you can do it multiple times a day without thinking I'm going to overdose on it. You can't overdose on CBD because how THC gives you a high is it binds to the receptors in our brain and doesn't allow them to work properly, just like narcotics. So we're getting a different feeling. What
Right.
CBD does is it makes those receptors work better without binding to it, so it works normally. But you only can get so much in effect. It's like putting like rocket fuel in your car. You're only going to make the car go so fast, putting it 100 times more than the 10 times of the rocket fuel. So the car's only going to go so fast. It's going to only boost our immune system so much. So you never can overdo it with CBD. It's like taking vitamins. Your body's going to use what it needs. Whatever it doesn't need, urinates out of your body. There's only so much you can use.
I
That's
guess
why it's safe.
Yeah, no, I understand. I guess I found my limit with the lips numbing thing. I know Ray had some questions, but I wanted to get this one to you first.
Yep.
Obviously, being New England guys, Rob Gronkowski in his retirement year was, he made a big deal out of all of his announcements, and it ended up being CBD. We all thought he was going to come back, and he never came back, and it ended up just he was promoting CBD. I think it's been proven through Rob Gronkowski's public speaking that CBD does not generate more brain cells or regenerate brain cells lost.
He's dumb as shit.
He's football smart, Gronk.
Right, exactly. Take a hit.
But so has there been? Last question here, and I want to shoot it over to Ray. Has there been any what's your understanding of research in the CTE world? In terms of NFL treatment, anything like that? Has there been any kind of research that helps that?
There hasn't been any. I think it could have a role. They talk about how CBD, not that it's going to help with Alzheimer's, but it's going to make the Alzheimer's not progress as much. Would CBD have a role with helping with CTE? I could see it happening. I can't see why not. I mean, when you look at, when somebody overdoses on marijuana, especially edibles, and they go to the hospital, there's no real antidote to it. They just let them get over their paranoia, and then they send them home. But what would make it get better faster is actually CBD, because it's the antidote to THC. It makes that effect of THC work less. So same thing when we think about CTE, Alzheimer's, you got this effect in your brain, and I think the CBD could have a role with helping either make that recovery quicker. I don't know about preventing it, but I think the recovery might be a process with CBD and CTE. It's a good point. I've never even thought about it. I'm going to start researching it.
So you're saying, hold on real quick.
Sorry, Bill. So I was, because I was thinking, I mean, obviously no research has been done. I don't know how much you can do to repair that, but if it was, a regiment within your career that you were doing regularly, either for your muscle repair or just, in terms of physical exercise, what could that long-term effect be on the brain in the same way as the muscles and joints and everything else?
The one thing that the FDA has approved is one CBD product by prescription. It does prevent 2 rare forms of epilepsy, seizures. So just in that case, that it's doing something to the brain. Those are at really high doses for it to affect you and prevent seizures. Using for anxiety is like so much of a lower dose. Like for anxiety help, you need like 15, 20 milligrams. Seizure prevention, you need 1,000 milligrams. So there's a lot of different levels. Like just taking a little bit every day may not help prevent CT or progress it less. I'd say you need a much higher dose for that.
Got it. Ray?
So Bill and I aren't the fittest guys in the world anymore, but we both had some pretty bad injuries in the past year. I know Bill tore his rotator cuff, and I tore my hamstring. Like CBD, would that help this? Like he's still having
absolutely
aching after surgery. I'm still having aching a year after. I mean, what's the best medicine for that? Like, what would you?
Sorry, Ray. And just so you know, Doctor, because it's important to understand everyone's medical history before you diagnose them. Bill probably has taken every type of illicit drug under the sun to help his rotator cuff surgery.
Just about, yeah, just about.
Including a lot of the THC that you're talking
sucks.
about.
I tell you that sucks.
But it hasn't been fun. I'm going back next week for another MRI, so we'll see.
Maybe if it's a identified dose and focusing on it could help. Sorry to interrupt, but I thought that
because I've tried the sprays on my shoulder. I don't think it ever worked for me, honestly.
Yeah, I actually think if it's a minor localized pain, you use the topicals. If it's something that's internal and severe, you definitely need the oils. There's no doubt, because you get more of the effect within the internal system of your body. So for you for somebody say about, I'm about 160, 170 pounds, I would do like 30 milligrams at a time, and you can redose it in 15 minutes. Somebody about 200 pounds, I would do about 50 milligrams. But the key is you also want a CBD that has a little bit of THC in it. That's called the full spectrum. It just works better. There's this like synergistic effect between CBD and THC. And you'd get a definitely better effect. So if it's a mild pain, you have older women, older men, they have joint pain, you have the lotion on it. But when it's severe, you want the oils. And you want to, bigger guys, you want 50 milligrams at a time, and you might have to dose it 3-4 times in a row. But you can dose it every 15 minutes with oils, because it's going to absorb in your body. Like it's almost like hitting a vape. It's going to, get that effect quickly. You get it in 5 or 10 minutes. Do I need to take it again? And you keep doing it until you get that effect.
Yeah, usually I just try to OD on edibles to see if that'll help, but I haven't got there yet.
Take a while. That's a problem.
I know. I know. That's when you're a heavy pot smoker, does it counteract any of the CBD stuff? Because like I said, I've
with
tried the CBDs. I feel like it's
CBD will
more of a
counteract-
placebo effect.
Yeah. Right.
Me
The
personally.
CBD is going to counteract the THC effect if you're using it, but it's not going to be the other way around. I don't think it like somebody's done a lot of marijuana. The CBD is not going to work. It works at the receptors, but differently. That's why I don't think it'll change. Like somebody who's smoking pot all the time is not going to have a CBD effect. People that have medical marijuana licenses in my state, tell them use CBD all day. Your head's clear. Then use your marijuana at night. Relax, chill out, get your sleep. You get no hangover in the morning. Then you use your CBD during the day. Go to work, and they do great doing it that way.
How easy is it? Could I get a card off you? Easy, hard.
Bill, we're on the
Rhode
internet. You're a black market guy. You know that's not going to work right now.
I figured I'd ask.
The problem getting a license, you have to be from Rhode Island to get a medical marijuana license. You have to show your residence here.
Bill, you got a guy.
You looking for a roommate?
Doc, that.
I
Sorry,
got
go
4
ahead.
kids already. I might as well take a 5th.
Well, he's 60, so that's an old kid.
I look it, yeah.
That's great. Well, yeah, I think that I've heard a lot of of what you're saying there, Doc, and I mean it makes a lot of sense. Even like on the larger scale where I've gone down on YouTube and YouTube like rabbit holes and like the micro dosing stuff that they're doing, and seeing how that affects it and just kind of like levels out the body is. So, on that plane, all of it kind of makes sense. And especially as an athlete that's pushing your body to these limits, it's like naturally it's going to be hard to combat that, which actually leads to, we have a couple of last questions for you. Obviously, being big Patriots and New England guys, Tom Brady was our favorite son. He's dead to us now, to a couple of them, not to me, but to Bill. He's dead to him. Do you think this is a serious question? Do you think that CBD or Tom Brady's secret COVID juice is the better defense against the coronavirus? Do you have an opinion on either or? Do you think either of them could work?
That's a good question. I mean, like the way they are treating it now is like high dose steroids, trying to get rid of the inflammation in your body. That's what CBD does do. It gets rid of your inflammation. I could see it helping. Nobody's done any trials on that. I have no idea what juice Brady's drinking.
Well, for $69.99, you're basically free of any COVID whatsoever.
Right?
You can actually walk into the line's desk and breathe it all in, and you're okay.
I would start it with that first because CBD is more expensive. That's the problem with it. It's expensive.
Yeah.
My patients can't afford it, so then I try to help them out. We figure out they can afford it for it to work. I mean, so many patients say it works. I just can't afford the damn stuff. It's crazy.
Is there? Yeah. Well, I think that might be the case for a lot of things, unfortunately. Last question, Doc, and we'll let you go here. How many CBD dosages or just CBDs, I'm going to call it because I'm too stupid to understand it. How many do you think it will take for Bill not to be sad anymore?
Ooh.
How many dosing?
Ooh.
I would say with his weight, his pain.
How much do you think I weigh?
He'd have to do 50 milligrams like 10 times over 2 hours.
Oh, I think we could try that. I think we could set aside
I'll
some
send
time.
you a whole bottle. I'll send you 500 milligrams. That's 10 doses.
They'll be gone by tomorrow.
Take it every 15 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I take that in milligrams of edibles an hour. So, I mean, do you think that's going to be okay?
Yeah, totally fine. But
We just tried to find
edibles?
What's that?
That's THC edibles. That's different.
Of course.
Yeah,
we just try to find the pockets in which that he's in the we call it the happy zone, and then we record the show. If we're outside of that, it's tough. It's tough.
You gotta get the barometer. Okay, we're ready to start the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, usually after a holiday weekend is not a great time.
This has been This has been more of a selfish indulgence on our part, just to see if we can make Billy right. So we appreciate it.
When you talk about sports, you talk about marijuana. I can't believe like Roger Goodell should be like the front runner. He should just legalize it. Let these guys.
Oh, you can now. You could smoke in the league now. They got rid of it.
They always have these stupid let them smoke it. They calm down. They wouldn't go out drinking. They recover better. their anxiety's up to here during the game, and then they need to come down. I mean, it'd be great if he said, you know what, we approve it. It would be such a great thing to do. It'd help.
Yeah, because there's so much stuff that's unsaid about what it takes for these guys to get to the level that they're getting to, and whatever supplements and just even if they're not even taking anything like quote unquote Brady. The amount of training and just what you're putting your body through and the natural endorphins and bullshit that you're gearing up, it's taking you to an unnatural level as a person. This has been really fun and educational. We'd love to have you on again, but I want to give you the floor to promote. I know that you guys got some serious stuff going on, so I want to give you the floor and give us anything that we should follow or look at or promote or where we can find you guys.
Yeah, so with the whole medical marijuana that I've been involved with the state, the last 2 or 3 years, we started a website, and it's called backtobasicsllc.com. BAK2 basicsllc.com. It is all medical CBD information for anybody. We offer definitely some products. Everything's lab tested. Nothing that I make. We get it from 3 companies. One of them, actually, I'm on the advisory board just for medical education. But what we want to do is I show clinical studies. We do, any type of consultations over the phone, in the office. We do it all free to help people understand how to do it and see if they can afford it. And then we work with them that way. I even do a podcast. It's called CBD Health Podcast. I think like my family and friends are the only people that listen to it. I've done about 10 episodes. I don't need more, Doc. Just trying to get information out so people can listen, understand how to do it, because nobody understands dosing. Nobody understands, like, if you actually have to have a drug test, there are some that go positive for THC, and I know people that have gotten fired from their jobs. So, if you have a CDL, you can't use certain CBD medications. You're going to be positive on your drug test. And the DOT does state you cannot use CBD as a excuse for a positive THC test on your drug testing. So we're there to help you do it safely. I got about 20 people that get drug tests. They've been clean for the last 2 years. We're just helping people out do it properly.
Whenever you need a guinea pig, I'm your guy for any new products you got, anything like that.
I'll get you a dress. I'll mail you some stuff.
Yeah, perfect. Bill's definitely the guy. Thank you so much, Dr. Thomas Rocco. This has been a lot of fun. We'd love to have you on again, and good luck. Yeah. You guys got a football season this year, or they?
No, it's canceled.
Yeah.
Of course, with high school, Rhode Island high school football and indoor volleyball has been canceled till possibly next fall, spring, I guess. They haven't figured it out. All outdoor sports are okay.
Yeah. Well, we're in crazy times, so everyone's doing what they think they need to do. Well, look, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck with everything moving forward. We'll sure be keep in touch.
Right, great. Have me on anytime. Thanks for the time. I appreciate it.
Hey, thanks. You.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Okay. That was Dr. Tom Rocco of Back to Basics. CBD. You learned something, Bill?
Oh, sure.
I like that you were brazenly ripping the vape in front of his face.
That was the best part.
Hey, he was a doctor. I feel like he would have yelled at me if it was so terrible.
He did mention it one time. I feel like it was a little bit offhanded. He didn't want to.
Yeah, I heard that.
He didn't want to shit you too bad, but he knew what a kind of an asshole you were.
And he was bad jokes too.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure he got a subtle fat joke in there, but it was good for him.
Yeah, no,
I enjoyed it. I
like Dr. Tom.
That was good.
I like Dr. Tom a lot. All right, so any of you CBD fans, or if you're curious, we'll put some links up there on social media and when we release this and everything. So go and check it out and let them know if anything equates. You came from Simple Minds Inc., Simple Minds Sports. Yeah, that was fun. Dr. Tom Rocco, fucking Gronk. CBD does not regenerate brain cells. That was proven in that study. Speaking of football and Gronk, little Patriots news and notes to finish out the show here. We got a couple more things, I guess. But Bo Allen, Damian Harris placed on IR. How do you guys see this affecting the team one way or another?
more Allen than Harris, I think, because you're pretty weak on the defensive line. He was supposed to come in and be your Danny Shelton replacement, your starting defensive tackle. So I think you're going to see it there. But new rules, man, you only got to sit out 3 weeks, and you can go on and IR and off IR pretty much at will. It's unlimited players, so you're going to see a lot of these guys go on a quick 3-week IR trip. Allen missed the whole training camp, and then Harris pinky finger. Give him some time.
That 3-week thing. Sorry to interrupt you, Bill. That 3-week thing is Harris for sure, because he's got a pinky hand thing. We know Belichick is gonna. This is maybe a discussion for something a little bit larger and how the season is shaking out. But Damian Harris, I don't think they're terribly worried about. We'll see him in 3 weeks. The Bo Allen thing is a little bit concerning. He hasn't touched the field. I mean, He was, for all intents and purposes, your big free agent signing this year.
I mean, you signed him to start.
That's not saying a lot, but I mean, because Adrian Phillips was the other guy, and anything else was garbage. So, but to be fair, like you said, he was coming in to be your starting defensive tackle, at least one of them. So for him not to, this is not minor. He hasn't seen the fucking practice field yet this year. So, and you have no depth on the D line. And week 1, in less than a week, you're about to see Jordan Howard and Matt Breida run down your fucking throats.
Yep, it's coming.
So you better be ready, Cam, because you're gonna have to put up some points, because I think the Miami Dolphins are gonna run all over you. Ray.
Yes.
Any thoughts on the IR announcements this week?
I think Damian Harris is also big too, because Sonny Michel came back from the foot surgery a little overweight, kind of like Dr. Big Mac himself. So that means it's James White and Rex Burkhead running the show. And we all said James White's going to be the one leading receiver of this team. You can't get him banged up 3 weeks into the season. So, I mean, that could be big too.
It's fucking baffling to me that Lamar Miller is still on this team, or Adrian Peterson is not on this team, or Leonard Fournette is not on this team. Devontae Freeman is still out there. How do you have half of your running back core injured, not playing, and you have not gone and get one? Your best running back doesn't run the ball. How have you not gone and got somebody? Rex Burkhead is not he's due for an injury the second series. How have you not gone and shored up this fucking running back? Well, and Bill we trust, but Jesus, this I'm not very optimistic about this. And to be frank, I think this is kind of starting to speak to a little bit of a bigger overall perspective on this 2020 Patriots season. Let me paint that out for you quickly here a little bit. So, first of all, let me get this out of the way. They brought Nick Folk and the Nazi kicker back. They're on the practice squad. Ray, you and I discussed this Fat Tuesday. They're not going to roll into the fucking season without a kicker. They were looking at other guys in other positions, and they'll drop somebody and bring up Nick Folk.
Yeah, it was just to squeeze a guy in on the roster so you could put some IR guys on. That's exactly what happened.
That's it. It's roster manipulation. No one's
signing Folk. It'll be Nick Folk.
Nick Folk will be there Sunday, the Nazi kicker. He was just around because he was a 5th-round pick, and you can't let that guy go.
He was injured too, so I think they want to see what he's still got. He was injured a lot.
Sucks. He was like 40% in training.
Oh, I know. He was hurt. Like I said, he was still hurt. So we'll see.
I told Ray that I thought the extra ink they had to put on his arm threw off his equilibrium because he had
his balance, right? You can't
fucking
Jesus Christ,
a right-wing tattoo. My bigger point here is after everything, after waiving, especially Mohamed Sanu, you got $37 million in cap space going into week 1, and no moves have been made yet. There's a lot of reports saying this is just a save money type of year, just a salary dump kind of year for the Kraft organization. And what would technically be what we would consider a rebuilding year in Patriots Nation, because we don't see many of those. We haven't seen any of those in 20 years. So we don't have time to spend too much time on this, but does any of that jump out to you? And I'll put one more point in front of you. I wrote this down before I saw the report this morning. I said you might be gearing up for a Cam Newton contract with all this money here. And then Mike Tannenbaum came out and said, don't be surprised if you see a Cam Newton extension in the first 2 or 3 weeks of the season, which I think is fucking stupid.
I don't think you can, though. Can you? You just signed him 2 months ago.
You can. Well,
It's It's an extension.
It's an extension, so you're not ripping up a contract. It's an extension.
He's just putting years on his contract.
You're not going to see it till the end of the year. I don't think you're going to see what you have in him. I think.
Bill, I hope not. I hope
so. I hope not either. I want to see it at the end of the year.
I hope you're not committing to Cam Newton this early.
He
for a
won't be
lot
that
of reasons,
stupid.
and that's
Bill
not even
will
about
be
my
that
Cam
dumb.
Newton hate. That's fucking crazy to do. But my bigger point here, what I just made, $37 million in cap space, clear holes, like undeniable holes throughout your roster, and no moves have been made. I was giving it until roster cuts and they had to get a 53-man down, and Bill would go pick up some guys, and he has picked a little bit, but nothing
Just nothing
major.
scrap heaps, really.
Money.
Nothing big, yeah.
No money is being spent. So this makes me think like this is it, man. Like they're just going to go and see what this season shakes out to be and then come back strong next year.
I have an idea.
Go ahead.
Do you think it's COVID related? Say your guy at roster, whoever, your left tackle, Isaiah Wynn, has COVID. Now you have $37 million freed up. Go get a free agent.
Not $37 million.
I'm not saying you need all that money. I'm just saying, are they keeping some aside?
I think a lot of it has to do with the salary cap's going to go down next year, and they're just rolling some of that money over to kind of troll the contract or toll the contracts, the Mason contracts, the Chung, and then the Hightower. That's all money that's going to cover those guys, Matt Lacoste, all these guys that opted out. This is all money that's going to cover them next year with a salary cap that's going down. I think it's only going to be 178, or it's 178 now, but going down. So, I mean, I think he is planning for next year because you're not going to have as much salary cap as you expected. You were expected, 100 to 110, right? So if you're going down by 15 to 20 million in the cap space, so I think he's playing again for a bigger contract, bigger free agent pool than next year. So yeah, he's going to roll Cam 1-year deal. I don't think he's stupid enough to fucking sign him now. I think he's going to see what he has. It's not good value for Bill. Why? You're always hearing about his good value contracts, and it's not a valuable piece to sign him now, right? So just wait. I mean, if he goes out and shows through 10, 12 games that he's the real deal, then I'll be more open for him maybe getting a long-term deal. But until then, no thanks.
Yeah, I think a lot of it. I think, Ray, I think COVID does have something to do with it. I don't know. I don't think it's specifically related to going out and signing somebody. I think Bill's right in that where there's so much surplus that you can do a lot with that. But a lot of that, I think a lot of this decision making is coming from Kraft's Productions and the front office and saving some money where they can. And yeah, these
fans, yeah,
these opt-outs fucking roll over, man. The Dante, and this is the other scuttlebutt you're hearing out of the Patriots, that maybe Chung or Hightower or Lacoste, definitely Lacoste, were potential cuts that wouldn't have got that money.
Chung, no, because they just re-signed him this year.
Well,
but Hightower, yeah.
It would have been dead. It would have been dead money, Bill, but they would have had a roster spot. So, but either way, the point is the money is carrying over, so they have to adjust for that. But that $37 million is a big fucking number. There's a little bit more going on there than I think, and I think a Cam Newton contract should be in the back of everyone's minds because I think the Jarrett Stidham train is slowing down real hard, real fast. And if Bill Belichick has lost faith in Jarrett Stidham, then he needs another 2 or 3 years to go find another quarterback. And he's not going to go picking out of the trash heap every fucking year. If he thinks that he at least has a competent man behind center, he'll give him he'll give Cam Newton a 2 or 3 year contract and then go back in the draft and see if he can find somebody. I think that's
but not until the end of the year.
Yeah, probably not so closer to the end of the year. You're right, but I think that is a very realistic track that you might be looking on because of the downfall or potential downfall of Jarrett Stidham in this offseason, where the entire world was in front of him and he seemingly pissed it away, either due to lack of talent or lack of brains. The other big NFL story, Ray, I know this is a big one on your radar.
Yeah.
It's right up your fucking alley.
I'm going to poop on you. I'm going to go beep, boop. I'm going to go beep,
boop. I'm going to poop on my chest. OBJ apparently likes to get pooped on as a sexual act. I wouldn't call us TMZ, but this is pretty fucking close. It's sports related, so
Jesus Christ.
We're covering it. 2 girls, 1 cup, OBJ edition. The number 2 wide receiver in Cleveland, the Cleveland Steamers. How many more can we come up with? Ray, what were your initial thoughts when you saw this digger?
I just don't know why he left New York because the whole media was shitting on him, and I know he enjoys that, so I don't know why he left. He should have stayed.
Bill, anything?
No. I'm a loss for words.
Bill's not a hypocrite. That's why he's not saying anything.
I mean, who doesn't like a good dump on the chest every now and then? Someone likes a good number two.
Did you hear what that girl said?
I don't believe. Did
you hear what she said?
Isn't that the same girl that said she blew like 7?
No, this was a different girl. That was the same.
I can't get all them ratchet ass hoes fucking in line here. All right, I'm sorry.
So the girl said that OBJ told her to take a picture of her while she was shitting, and like selfie her. So she sent it to him. Then he told her, "Don't shower for 24 hours. Come see me." And then when she was out there, they fucked, and then she shit on his chest.
Jesus
She
Christ.
attempted to shit on his chest.
Oh,
She couldn't pull the trigger.
That's a hard thing to do on demand, especially in water. Anyone tried to aqua dump before? It's not easy. I can't imagine OBJ dumps.
I've never
OBJ
aqua
dumps are
dumped
probably
before.
even harder.
But I don't know. I can't say I have.
Lake Winnipesaukee, baby.
Oh, was that your bachelor party? Did you shit in the water and then?
A lot of people did. Bill, we don't have to speak about it.
I didn't do it.
Yeah, fucking A. What a story. I mean, what an unbelievable story. The Browns are like in the middle of this like redemption. We're going to come back. We got a talented team. We underachieved last year. Baker Mayfield's going to get out of his ass. OBJ has been a lightning rod in the media forever. In that interview with Cam Newton, he was like, I don't know why they're always on me when I'm not asking for any of this shit. Get the fuck out of here.
Clearly you are.
Get the fuck out of here. Odell Beckham Jr. This is not the first sexual thing he was in the news for. He also like leaked that thing where his blonde bleached hair or whatever was going down on some woman that they accidentally released. This fucking guy, he wants to be a prima donna. They're down on boats before the playoff game. Fuck Odell Beckham Jr. Thank God they never traded for him in the Patriots. This guy can get his chest shit on somewhere else. I do not want him in New England. Please stay away.
You think?
Go ahead. Quick question. So, Bill, $10 million is your line for sucking dick. What's your line for someone shitting on your chest?
Depends on who it is.
Ooh. Okay. We have no definitive number there. So, listeners, if you want to email in some offers and maybe just a picture, Bill might be able to might take you up on it.
Do you think he gets hyped for the games? He'll just lay down in the shower and have the whole offensive line come in and just shit on his chest. He rubs it all in, puts his jersey on. I'm ready to go, baby. Do you actually think the jersey that he wears is actually just human shit? You know, those Browns jersey could be human shit, right?
They're not good
think
looking.
about it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they're actually human shit, but there's a chance that they were shit on and he never watched it.
Yeah, that's why he's always dancing before every fucking game outside.
Yeah,
just
keep wearing
shit
$1 million watches.
Shower.
Yeah, I don't want any attention from the media. OBJ. Hey, by the way, your boy Dab Newton there, Ray. He did the interview with him the before the season. That's your Patriots starting quarterback there.
Hopefully, he didn't get pink eye.
Hopefully, he didn't get pink eye. We don't want him. We don't need him on the fake COVID list. Quickly here, let's just close up. NBA news and notes. Bucks lose. They're done.
Bucks
over. They squeaked out one win after Giannis fell down with another ankle injury. Didn't come back, by the way, Glass Gordon. And Middleton came through big. But, the Bucks are out. I said it from the fucking jump, and you assholes wouldn't listen to me. Giannis is flawed. The Bucks were flawed. They did not have the type of game to win in the playoffs. And, not saying I told you so, but.
Way to go, Mitch Radames.
Thanks. Clippers are also up 2-1 on the Nuggets. Your team, Bill. Jamal Murray. I do like Jamal Murray. He's a badass. He is a badass.
Not against Kawhi, though. Oof.
He looks all right against Kawhi. It's just, I don't know. It's going to be a tough series. I think this series is going 7. And you heard the Pat Beverly, the Joker rivalry going on there. So he was flopping and.
His hands flopped worse than
What is flailing? What is this flailing?
Yeah, he compared him and Luka together, little bitches. Yeah.
What is this flailing?
Fuck Pat Beverly. Fuck you, dude.
They shot 27 jump shots. We touched 16 jump shots. It was funny. He knew what the fuck he was
doing. We took 14
I like
free
when guys
throws.
that can speak English perfect presented with a question that they don't like, just pretend that they don't know how to speak English anymore.
Sammy Sosa. U.S. Congress.
Baseball, very, very good to me. I'm sorry. We're going to need an interpreter for this. The Lakers are tied 1-1. I think they're playing what would be last night as we present this. I got nothing on that series. We'll see how it goes. We'll see
in
what
6.
goes. I fucking hate James Harden. I hate LeBron James less than I hate James Harden. So I hope the Lakers win. NHL news and notes: Lightning winning the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, no question. No
Lightning
question.
are winning the Stanley Cup.
Makes you feel a little bit better about the Bruins getting
Little bit.
their asses handed to them because this team is on a fucking mission and they are disgustingly good.
8-2 over the Lightning, who allowed no goals against the Flyers.
Yeah,
so
they are disgustingly good.
unbelievable. Stars are up 1-0 as of yesterday when we were recording this.
Hey,
bad hooking call. Bad hooking call.
Overtime, right?
In
Was it
overtime.
overtime, yeah.
That was a bad call, but we'll see. Who gives a shit, right?
Hockey guy Bill, how mad are you that Sagan could be taking the Stars to a Stanley Cup final?
Woo!
Yeah, I'm not happy about it, but it's saying something if he gets a cup before the rest of the fucking heart of the Bruins did. Your core, your Bruins. He was on that 2011 team.
It's saying
a decent part,
everything.
Yep.
You know that second line scoring that you've been looking for?
Yep.
There it is in Dallas.
They traded away for nobody.
For people that aren't here anymore, yeah.
Leif Erikson. Sorry, he's dead. Right? Is he dead?
Louis Erickson.
Louis Erickson. Close enough. I know. I was making a fucking joke.
I got it. Okay, fine. He should be dead. He sucks. Red Sox, I put in the email this morning, probably lose. The Phillies called that one. They lost.
They're playing again, too. I think they're losing again.
Double 7-inning, they're losing again. Benintendi's out for the rest of the season, so he cannot showcase his talent to be traded next year, which kind of sucks. But what are you going to do? They're in last place. Do you guys have any final thoughts on the Red Sox?
Hi, Nick.
Okay, so
Bye.
I guess I'm sorry. We've run out of time to talk about the Boston Red Sox. Unfortunately, this evening we'll try to get to a
Warm up
show.
those strings, Rich.
Okay. This has been the Silver Mind Sports Show, Wednesday edition 9/8. 9/9.
Whatever.
God damn.
Peace.
See ya. You guys didn't play into the whole. We didn't have time for this. You tried shit on me with my neck, my back.
Well, that's what we do.
I missed the last show, so I didn't get the shit out of you for it.
Okay, that's fine.